and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Autumn. I am mother to two little girls, Alani, who is 5, and Emmy, who is 3. Some of these books we've had for a while. Some of them are more recent additions. I feel so weird being in a sweater doing a video about spring books. The temperature has dropped here recently. I don't know what it's like where you are, but I would love to find out. If it's really warm though, I'm probably gonna be super jealous. But anyway, it's been cold here, but I'm trying to get into the season of spring and into the spirit of spring. Most of these books are not spring specific. That's really why I wanted to mention them. I do have some books that are spring books, like they are about spring and they say spring, those types of things. But then I have some other books that are not specifically about spring, but I think they are really great to read in the spring. Some of them you could read all year long, but there are certain parts that are really relevant for spring. So I thought it'd be cool to make this video, share with you some books that maybe you haven't even thought of for the spring season. I'm gonna go through these ones first, since these are the specific spring books. There is this spring book. I know that they have them for the different seasons. I'm almost positive we got this one in an Hola AMIGO box. If you're not familiar with those subscription boxes, they are Spanish subscription boxes. They are great. We absolutely love them, but they are a little bit pricey, so they're not exactly in our budget right now. But if you are looking for a Spanish subscription box, those are really fun ones. So this one comes in a few different seasons. We have the English and Spanish version, but we really like this book, and it is great to kind of just go through the different things that happen with the spring season. This is a little book about spring, and I really like this one. I love the illustrations. I like these books. We have a few different ones, and they're quite enjoyable. But this is another book that just goes through some things that are changing in the spring. So again, a specific spring book. The last spring book I'm going to mention is Goodbye Winter, Hello Spring. I feel like these are pretty popular at this point, so this is probably one you are familiar with. If not, definitely check out all of the ones they have, because these are also great books about the changing seasons. We have 2 versions of The Secret Garden, and I really want one in between, because we have this board book, which is more of a simple story of The Secret Garden, and then we have the actual book for The Secret Garden, and I feel that that is definitely above where either of my girls are right now. So I do have the task of finding one in between. If you know of a good one, please make sure to leave it in the comments so I can check it out. I would definitely love to hear from you guys about a Secret Garden book that's better for kids that you recommend. I know that our library had one out recently, so I will probably have to check out that one as well. Our library has been doing gardening, specifically secret garden type activities. And so it kind of made me think of this book as, you know what, this is actually a really cool book to kind of talk about spring and gardening and those types of things. So that's why I ended up adding this one to the list. These 3 board books always make me think about spring. These come for all of the seasons, but with the bunny and just the colors, this one definitely makes me think about spring. And then both of these Little Owl books, this one's Little Owl Colors and this one's Little Owl's Day. And again, when I'm thinking of like colors and rainbow and all of that, I do tend to think about spring. So this is a good one. And then Little Owl's Day kind of takes you through the day. The owl normally doesn't get to see the daytime things because he is sleeping. So him exploring the day is a really big deal for him. And I feel like it mentions a lot of things that you might see on a spring day. So that's why I added this one in as well, even though it's not exactly a spring book. Sing a Song of Seasons has nature poems, and there is a poem for every day of the year, which is why I added that into this, because there are plenty of spring poems in this book, and it is a hefty book. So if you are interested in a poetry book about nature that just has a lot of fun, some silly, even riddles, then this is a really good one to choose. These ones are all informational books. So as things are changing, different animals and plants are appearing or reappearing, I think it's really fun to just explore the nature around us. And these books help to give some more information about what is happening. I grabbed this one because we actually referred to it recently when Alani was asking what the plants were in the grass. And I thought she remembered what dandelions were, but apparently she did not. But she did remember what wishes, as we call them, are, and blowing them and the seeds spreading. So I thought this was a really good chance for her to see those same things that she was blowing are what she is seeing in the grass right now. And this book kind of starts out talking about how they look in the spring and then the summer and what happens over time. So this is a really good book about the changes that happen to plants, specifically dandelions. The Magic and Mystery of Trees is another great one for this season. I mean, obviously it's great for all seasons, but as you're exploring the different ways that trees change, this is a really good one for reference. There's lots of information about the different types of trees and parts, as well as what some trees might look like in the spring, summer, fall, or winter, different flowering trees, as well as maybe fruits and different seeds. So there's so much information on trees in this book. It's a really good one to reference in the spring. Again, there are so many changes that your child is observing in the spring, so I think a life cycles book is also a really good one for reference, because this life cycle book touches on different plants and animals for some of those questions that your kid may have in the spring. And this one also has information on dandelions. Slow Down is such a beautiful book about nature. I love the illustrations in this book and the way that everything is laid out. Again, these last few books that I mentioned are great for all different seasons, but as your kid starts to see different things like maybe butterflies or rainbows, this is such a great book to reference. And as I mentioned, it is so beautiful. These 4 books we have had for a while. What's nice about these is even though they have great information, they are board books. So even Emmy can really look through these without me worrying about her destroying a really nice book. The raindrop one goes through what happens to a raindrop as it falls from the sky. Now, obviously, these are pretty illustrations with some creativity thrown in, but it's a really fun way to explore what happens to a raindrop when it falls. Little Chick explores the life of a bluebird. So starting with it being a little chick in the egg and then hatching, and then what happens after all of that. These 2 books are obviously great for all year, but they are really good books to have for Earth Day as well. They are The Life of a Plastic Bottle and The Life of a Cardboard Box. So these are what happens to a plastic bottle or a cardboard box if they are properly recycled. I hope that sharing these books helped you if you are looking for any springtime books or looking for different types of spring books. But that's gonna be it for this video. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I love making these types of videos as well as vlogs about our homeschool or travel. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.